Everyone, and welcome back. Anyone new to my channel, welcome to you too. So I was going to bring you a haul video today from some great stuff I got at Minimum World. However, Grandma, who owns the house, is a little bit perturbed with me. I have been slacking off and haven't got the house done. There hasn't been anything progressed on it. Tried to tell her, that, hey, I work, everything else. Nope, she wasn't buying it. So, and I want to tell you a little something about Grandma. She is the young age of 71. She's alone now. She's a widow. She's a very, very kind and generous person. Goes to church on Sunday, member of local clubs like the Garden Club is her favorite. But she's also one of those people that you probably don't want to cross, because there's a temper in there. So, with that said, let's get started doing some things to make the old girl happy. So, first of all, I've chosen the carpeting for her house. I knew I wanted a green, because green was a big color back in the day. And I thought I had some green velveteen, but I couldn't find it. Velveteen is my favorite for miniature carpets, but I did find some ultra suede. So that's what we're going to be using, is this color. And yeah, it's going to be a little dark, but I think the wallpaper is light enough that we'll be okay. So what I did was I just took a piece of poster board and cut it. I'm sorry, I'm trying to stay in the frame. My camera's behind me on a tripod, and I don't usually film this way. So anyway, I just cut the poster board to the size I needed, which ended up being 9 by, it doesn't want to focus on the white, I'm sorry. Ended up being 9 by about 9 3/4. So I marked this side 9 so I knew which was the narrower side, because I'm almost got a square here. So I just took some tacky glue and glued this down. Now I haven't finished off the edge back here because I'm going to be putting something on around there's molding that goes on the dollhouse. And I have the pieces somewhere. So anyway, let's get this glued in. Bottle's getting rather down there. Sorry about this. I should have had it tipped on its side so it would have came out faster. But what I'm going to do, and I know I'm not exactly in frame. Which way do I go? I go that way. Okay, it's kind of backwards. But what I'm going to do is, because I may at some point want to remove this carpet, I'm just going to lay down a good line of glue around the edges. And that will hold it, since this is a dollhouse, and, nobody is really going to be walking through here. But this way it'll make it a lot easier to take it out than if I glue the whole thing or if I glued the fabric to the floor. So we're just going to give it a good layer of tacky glue around the edges. I'm probably not even going to spread them out because it's not going to make it lumpy anyway. We're going to stick this thing down. So let's get this into the house. One thing I will tell you about Ultra Suede, it frays pretty easy. So it's going to be pressing this down in here. Oops, I'll have to vacuum that out before she sees it. Grandma's a very meticulous housekeeper. So, yeah. Anyway, there we go. And it's not exactly right up to the wall. It's a little smaller because I wasn't sure if the fabric would take up any space. But that's okay because we're going to finish it off with some moldings. And this house is not perfectly square. It's very hard to square anything up in here because the house is old and handmade, and the house was nailed right to the base I took off. So when I took that base off, I tried to get it as square as possible, but then I realized it was never that square to start with. Now for the mop board, as we call it around here. Some of you call it skirting board, some of you call it mop board, some of you call it baseboard. All the same deal. What I did for this was I just used some 2 layers thick of poster board. I'm trying to use what I have on hand. And so it's 2 layers thick of poster board. And then I painted it white because the poster board is not a true white, as you can see. And I'm sorry, I bet I was off camera again. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to lay this down. This is for the front wall. It's going in first. And I'm just going to mark where I need to cut it with a pencil. And I know that you probably can't see this part, and I apologize. It's really hard to get this camera aimed in here. So I'm just going to cut that off where I made my mark. I'm just going to take some more tacky glue, and we're going to glue it in. Now I do have little strips of wood in the corners. Did I use wood? I did use wood. Okay, then we're going to cut it just a little shorter than that. Maybe right around an 1/8 of an inch, or just a little more. Because I do have those in the corners. And I did go all the way floor to ceiling, which was not the thing to do, but that's what I did. So we're just going to work around that. So let's get the first piece in. I apologize if I get in the way. I just need to make sure that I get it in there good and firm. And you know what? I need to take off more because those are 1/8 square dowels. I'm just going to eyeball my cut. And we're going to stick it back in there and hope I got it right. Yeah, pretty good, I did. All right, I think once I get it laid down, everything's good, and I'm just going to press it down to where it meets up with the floor. And this is not straight, and it's not making it easy. So we're going to go with what looks good there, and that looks pretty good, I think. I don't know. It's lined up anyway, so all right. Then I'm just going to do the same thing on the side walls. And I've decided in this room I am not going to put molding around the top of around the ceiling, because I just don't think it's really, I don't think it's going to add anything to the room. And a lot of times back in the day they didn't do molding all the way up to the ceiling. So I'm just once again cutting this piece off. Oh, those are my sewing scissors. Uh-oh. Oh dear. Let's get the scissors I usually use. They're not the greatest anyway, so I'll probably be buying some new ones. Make sure I get the white side out. And I'm just going to apply the glue again, which I stood up because that's me. And I'm just going to put a generous amount back here. It'll spread out when I press it in. Oops, and then I got it on the wallpaper. Don't do that, guys. And if I am a little over on the back side here, which I am, get that off the wallpaper. Thank goodness it's only tacky glue. I can just cut that off when I'm done. When I am a little over. And the poster board just grabs to this wallpaper really, really quick. So it's not really a thing to get it to stick. I don't have to put anything against it or anything. Just put it in. And I'll measure this side. Once again, I'm just putting the poster board in there where I know it needs to go. And that side I cut a little bit long. Put it there. And mark. And we'll just cut that off. Oops, well, that didn't go well. Good thing there was no glue. Alright, I've got my glue on this piece, and I'm just going to stick it in there. And this, guys, is pretty simple dollhouse building. Decorating, trimming, whatever you want to call it. It's just being about as basic as it gets. So, nothing really exciting here. But anyway, I think that looks much better now that the base is finished off. This side to me looks crooked, and as I said, these walls are not straight. So we're gonna just line it up and do it the very best we can and call it good. Now, I am gonna attempt to move the tripod as a camera angle, which may or may not work. And we're gonna try to go, I'm gonna have to move the whole tripod, I think. Move it up first to the second floor. And then we're gonna move it over, sorry if I made anybody sick, so that we can see what is gonna be Grandma's bedroom. Now, I'm going to be putting a wood floor in here, and I've already got some pieces cut out because I have to snip them as I go. I want a staggered floor. I don't want, just to go lines across, because to me that's just not, I don't know, it just doesn't look the same. I know some floors are that way if they're a smaller room, but I didn't want mine to be that way. So now I'm just putting some glue on my first little piece, and I'm using popsicle sticks. I have not stained them yet. I will be doing that after I get it all glued in. And I'm not too fussy on it because this is an old floor. It's an old house, an old floor, and there really wasn't a lot of money over the years to do a lot of things to it. So it's gonna be an old wood floor. And as I know, I'm gluing them one by one, and I am not going to make you watch me do the whole thing. I will do some and then cut in with what's been done, and we'll do it that way. Now I had this set up. Okay, maybe you're the one. Yeah, I had it set up so I could go with 2 popsicle sticks across and then one little piece at the end. So I'm only gonna do this for a few minutes, and then I will go off camera, do some more, and take pictures as I progress. I can't talk today, guys. As I progress. There we go. That would be the word. So we're just gonna keep going until we get everything glued down here for this little bit, and then I will stop and work on it and come back to it and show you where I'm at. And I'm getting redundant, aren't I? I am. Sometimes I am just that way. Okay, obviously I didn't put these in there the way I cut them, so we're gonna have to measure. What I do is I just lay the piece down. Someone has stolen my pencil. Probably me. Oh, never mind. It's not the glue on it. Oh, that one. No. So I'm just lining it up. Making a line with the pencil. I'm using some call them easy cutters, some call them miter shears, whatever these things are. I got them on Menards. I think I paid $14.99. I wish they had some of them have the nice little thing you can move so that your wood's always resting against something. Well, this isn't one of those, and I wish it was. But they are very handy, and they cut popsicle sticks really nicely. Now, I can see that because I'm not the brightest, I almost cut that too big. And the wood is bowing up over there, so I'll have to find something heavy to set on top of it when I get far enough. Alright, these popsicle sticks are bowed. I don't know if you can see that, but they're a little bit bowed on the sides. Not bad. And I'm putting where it bows, where the bow is, I'm putting that to the bottom so that I can just weight it down with something heavy. And it should stay down nice and flat, because I don't think the tacky glue is going to hold that. Alright, and we'll put this small piece in. And really, doing a wood floor like this is super easy, but it's time consuming. It's kind of a fiddly project. And I put all my small pieces up on the upper floor or I'll need one and it won't be there. That's how it always goes for me. I don't know if you guys have that problem, but if I don't put them where I absolutely know where they're at, then I run, stuck to my finger. I run around going, hey, what did I do with that? Come on, glue. Okay. Push them back, make sure they are all up against each other tight. I think we'll put in one more board before I stop this little endeavor. And there we go. Get that one in. I'll go one more line. Sorry guys, I'm going one more line. And I'm just using 2 full sticks this time. Let's put that in like that, making sure we have it pressed up against the other boards. And do I have a piece small enough? No, I do not. So I will be cutting this piece off. It's good. I'm just gonna line it up with the other one and mark it from the side. And if there's a few gaps or whatever, as I said, I don't really care because this is an old floor. Let's get that lined up. Yeah, that don't look very straight. I think it is, but it doesn't look like it. There we go. Okay, put this last little piece in, and then we're going to do something else. And I will go do these and come back and cut them in as I get them done. So I finally chose the wallpaper for this room, and I'm just moving the popsicle sticks into the kitchen area so that they're not in my way here. I have finally decided what I wanted to use for the wallpaper up there in Emma's bedroom. And I'm not going to be putting it in until I get the floor in and get the floor stained, but what I'm using is this. There you go. And it's just kind of a beige color. I hate beige, guys. Whoever had my house before me painted every single wall almost beige. So I don't love beige anymore. I know paint's cheap, right? Yeah, paint's cheap, but time is precious. So I haven't got a lot of it painted yet. And I've been here a while. And what I like to do usually when I'm using the poster board method is, this is a good time to go ahead and just glue in your window frames also. This will be the front wall. Oops. And I like to just go ahead, cut out, I paper over the whole thing, and then I cut out my window spots because these windows are made, you know, they're in there. They're not coming out, and I don't want to take them out. So what I do is I do this, and I know a lot of people do it. I'm sure I got the idea from someone else. Well, my disaster day. Should make a hobby knife where the blade really stayed in good, but this is I think an X-Acto, and it's not. So what I do, let's flip you down here. See, there's my mess in the kitchen. And I mean, you can do this. Now I don't know if I'm recording or not. Awesome. All right, so I just take the craft knife and go along the edges of my window. As I was saying, this can also be done if you want to glue your paper right to the wall. You can just take and cut out after you're done. And then you have your paper right up to the side of your window. All the edges get covered and everything works out well. So I have removed my piece of paper, and I'll save that in case I want it for another project sometime. right there. Now, I let this paper dry really good before I even tried this, because if it's wet, the paper is going to want to curl up. Then you're going to get some nasty rips and tears. Where am I? I'm not in now. Dang it. Zoom out. There we go. Sorry, guys. I am so sorry. I need to figure out a better way to video. I did not get over to the edge. Okay, here we go. Now over to the edge. Okay. And if you do have like a small rip or tear on your edge, it's not going to show because your window moldings are going to cover it. However, try to do it just as good as you can. And now I'm going back to, anyway, I just wanted to show you that. And now I'm going to go back. I'm sorry this is jumping all over, guys. It's kind of a thing. Okay, let's see if we can move you not over to my mouse. Let's see if we can get you back up and over to the living room once again. Now what I wanted to show you is a few of the things that will be going into Grandma's house. I have had this forever. I'm amazed it's sat in boxes and everything else. But it's a mini old-fashioned radio. And I think it's the cutest thing. And I mean, what better place to put it in Grandma's house? Because I'm not doing a house that would be, you know, correct to the period of this radio. But it's one her and Grandpa had a long time ago. And so that's going to go into the house. And I already know I want it right between the windows. Let's zoom in a little bit. I think that's adorable. Another thing that's going in, just simply because I have it, is I'd made this chair. I was trying to learn how to make a wing chair. And so I made this one a while ago. It's been a while now. And I don't think I did too bad, but it really didn't turn out quite the way I wanted it. But I like it, and it is always good to go back and revisit projects you've done in the past, and I'm sorry I'm shaky, and use them if you can. So this is going to go in Grandma's house. Back here, I know it's going to go in the corner. I've already kind of laid my stuff out because I like to play. So the real reason Grandma's house came about was I had the old dollhouse. And then, I think it was in a box on an auction, or maybe I bought it at a thrift store. I don't remember. I found this antique miniature couch. Now it's kind of roughed up. It's got some bad spots, and I'm not going to fix them. It's how it is. That's how I'm going to use it. And it's got a texture to it, so it looks like it was made of a velvet or something like that, or a cloth. And it's got these legs, and it might be just a little bigger than your standard 12 scale, but I didn't know what to do with it. I looked at the styling and I'm like, yeah, that looks like a couch maybe out of the 30s, 40s, maybe. And then I thought about the style house, and I thought about the couch, and I was like, okay, let's put the couch in the house. Now I've seen these listed on eBay, and some list them as Strombeckers, and some list them as Schoenhut. And I did see a very similar couch in an old Schoenhut catalog page I looked up on the internet. So not 100% sure which is which. If you know, please let me know. But yeah, this is going to go in the house, and it looks adorable. So there we are. We have our couch, our chair, and our radio to start us off. Anyway, I'm going to cut it right here, and then I will go back to the flooring and put some more of that in and take pictures as I progress. I'll see you soon. Bye. Hello again, I am back, and as you can see, I've got the floor done. And I thought the stain I bought was lighter colored than it was, which it isn't. So, and this stuff can get really dark, so it's a water-based wax wax stuff by Waverly. Yeah. So I guess we're gonna try this, and it's gonna turn out darker than I wanted it, but I think it'll be okay. So we're just gonna brush it on, and then I'm gonna, boy, that's thick. I'm wondering if I should get some water, thin it out a little bit maybe. Hang on. You thought. Back in a flash, but don't knock the camera over. Okay, sorry about that. Sometimes you're just in the middle of something and you're like, yeah, I'm going to change my mind. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take it on my brush and mix it in here. And it's, of course, going to be very, very, very runny. And that's okay as long as it doesn't soak my floor too much. You never know. I've never done this with adding water before. So I guess we'll just try to get as much out of the brush as we can, and we're gonna just go for it. I don't know what's gonna happen, but we're going for it. And if I get it on the wall, that's not gonna be a big deal because the walls will be covered. So I know I'm gonna be in your way here, and I'm sorry about that. It's a little hard. This isn't quite as golden as I wanted it. I wanted more like a golden oak, or like just some light color. Well, that didn't happen. But it'll be okay. We'll survive. It'll all be good. And all I could find for an old brush that I didn't really care much about was this one. Not the best brush. I do like the way this is, where the different wood strips join up. I like the way that it's getting down in there and it's making it look dark. Like this floor has been here a long time, which is kind of the thing I want. Now if I just don't run out before I'm done, I do like how the wood is, some spots are lighter, some spots are darker. That's kind of what I was going for. And I think now that I thinned this down, I'm really pleased with the color. Hope Grandma's pleased with it. Some spots it doesn't want to go down in, but I think that's just because it's a thinner coat going on those spots. Yeah, I think I like this. I really do. It's not quite as light as I had it pictured, but it's not bad. I shouldn't even have to wipe this off because it's not that dark. So adding water to it was the perfect thing to do. I wonder if I can by going over some spots, if I can get some just darker and some lighter, just leaving them. Yeah, some of the wood just doesn't want to go any darker, I guess. Tell you what, this doesn't stink near as bad as wood stain. That's the good part. Just kind of want to use up the rest of what's here. And it's really soaking in, so that's good. Now, I don't know if I'm going to go through and make it look like each of these boards were nailed. I know that would be really cool. But then again, I don't know if there's really... I guess if I didn't, could I suppose be interpreted as the modern day, all the stuff like I have in my kitchen. Stuff you glue down. Go a little more dark in that corner if I can get it there. Alright, well, I don't know what you guys think, but I really like that. Not too light, not too dark, so I think I'm onto something there. And I may give it just a quick wipe. A piece of an old sock, I'll just wipe it with that. I'm not getting a lot off, just some. Starting to look cloudy out. It was a nice, beautiful day. I went outside and worked in my flower beds, which were a disaster. Did that for a little while. Came back in, watched a few videos. Say, oh, you are so naughty. Mr. Muse here, he's been very playful and tearing around all day. And now he's just come in and knocked something over. So I will have to pick that up and he will have to leave. There, I really like that. I'm going to zoom you guys in just a little closer so you can see what's going on. We get the dark and the light. I really like that, guys. I'm really pleased with that. Anyway, I think this is going to probably wrap it up for today because I'm going to have to let that dry really good before I can put the walls in. I might come back later if it's dry and do that with you also. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to come back and later on when this is all dry, it says it's a wax too, so it must have kind of a waxy, it feels waxy. So yeah, I'm going to come in and I think I'm going to go ahead and put the wallpaper in with you guys. And then we'll call it good on this video. So we'll see you a little bit later. So I'm back. The floor is dry. I just put a coat of wax on it not too long ago. And so it's time to start, I think, gluing the wallpaper in and getting this project finished up. Got to remember to do it the right way. The narrow side goes to my right. And I was debating whether to let you watch me glue or glue them. Oh, my decisions. Maybe I will move you back up because you all know how to glue. I mean, that's, you know. What I'm going to do, though, is I'm just going to go around the edges and around the edges of the windows. That way, if I ever decide to change it out or down the line someone else acquires this house, it'll be a lot easier for them to remove if they don't have to remove a wall full of glue. So I'm going to pop you back up to the bedroom up there if I can. Oh, I think we need to move. My light is going away on me. Let's move. Do we want to move the tripod or do we just want to? Sorry about that, guys. And I apologize earlier for the earlier video not being in frame like I should have. Okay, well, let's see if I come this way a little more. Put the tripod almost on top of me, we can get two walls. So I think that's about as good as we're going to get right now until I figure out something else. So I'm just going to go ahead and put lines of glue all along the edges. I'm expecting a phone call, so I kind of want to get this done. My daughter in Omaha is going to call me, and I haven't talked to her since, it's been a while. I can't remember if it was the last of March or 1st of May. It was in April that I saw her. We went to my granddaughter Zoe's gymnastics meet, and she came up for that. And that was nice because I don't see her a lot. She's busy, I'm busy. Life kind of gets in the way. So, yeah, I don't see her a lot, so I'm really anxious to just talk to her and catch up with her and see what she's been up to. So I'm just going to put this in. And I cut this a little short when I did it. So I need to make sure I get it right up at the top. And this window got cut just a little big, both of them, but the window framing is going to go over that anyway, so it shouldn't be a problem. But I really want to make sure I get this up high enough against the top, and I'm just going to press it down. There we go. Now I'm going to do the same with the side walls. This is the left side. That's the side that has the big hole in the wall, but once the wallpaper's on, you're not even going to know. And like I said, I could have filled it, but I knew I was going to be doing this house this way because of the walls. They would have ended up being nothing but filler. So we're just going to go ahead, wallpaper around the edges, or glue around the edges, and stick it in. So here we go. And with the floor in there, I had to cut a little bit off. I forgot to allow for my floor. And now I'm wondering if I got enough cut off now that I got glue on it, of course. Oh my, is that even the right direction? That goes toward there. Yep, I think. That's what I said about none of these walls are straight. It looks like I'm going to cut just a little bit off, so we'll clean the scissors later. This one I probably will be putting some molding up around the top of the... So if I don't cut this exactly straight, I'm going to be upset, but not the end of the world. I really just wanted it nice and straight and even, but when it doesn't fit, you gotta do what you gotta do, right? And I had marked them so that I knew which side had to go toward the front, because the paper does have to be matched up. And you know, guys, I honestly have that cut really good. Uh-oh. What's gonna go wrong? Well, this one's a little too long on the side, but I can cut that off. And I'm not paying attention because it has to go that way. I had it upside down. And my corners definitely aren't going to match up that way. I'll have to get some more skinny sticks at Walmart, because if they had them last time they were out, I was going to get some more. And not that I think they're all that good, because honestly they're bowed, warped, cut badly, and everything else, but that's what I started using for the window frames, so that's what I'm going to finish with. And I gotta admit, guys, I am procrastinating on this other bedroom because I don't want to deal with the door. I dealt with the door in the kitchen. I didn't do that good of a job. I don't want to deal with the door. But we will. But I think the next room we're going to move on to is the bathroom up at the top. All right, let's get in there. And that one is quite a ways up off the... It's got to come down just a little bit. Oh, don't stick yet. I don't quite have my rows lined up. So I'm sorry if I'm in the frame at all. But I really want to line my rows up. Either they're not going to line up at the top or they're not going to line up at the bottom. So looks like the bottom is going to be the better bet. We'll definitely have to put some molding around the top. But I'll probably do that off camera, because paper had a spot in it. I got this at Hobby Lobby, and it was originally $14.99 a roll, and I got it for $2.47. And I mean, I didn't really care for most of the papers, but hey, who's going to pass up $2.47, right? That was like a huge sale. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to buy it for that price. But I don't really care for most of the... They said they said it was mid-century. Not exactly. This to me looks more Victorian. But whatever. there was one paper, a couple papers in there that were kind of mid-century. I'll see what I mean about this house not being straight, because, well, yeah, I guess it does match. No, it doesn't. Okay, because I measured it out across the bottom here, and obviously the front of the house is just a little bit narrower. So let's cut it off, stick it in. There we go. Yeah, I didn't think the papers were seriously very mid-century. But it is what it is. The two prints were kind of mid-century. One of them was really big. But then again, the print was kind of neat. I don't know exactly about the colors, but the print was pretty neat. So I'm just eyeballing this. I don't know if you can even see me chopping, but I'm just eyeballing it. I'm going to put it on. And I'll put the other one on, and I will go ahead and do the moldings for the ceiling off camera and show it to you when we come back, because the bathroom will be the next project. I am honestly thinking about maybe posting twice a week. We'll see. I want to try it. Ugh. Sorry, I really can't talk. I want to try posting twice a week, and I'm thinking probably Monday and Thursday. My only problem is I don't have a set time yet when I'll be posting. I'm thinking maybe 3 p.m. on Central Standard Time, so, well, that fella jumped right out of there. I'm thinking to schedule it to put the videos up at 3 p.m. Central Standard Time, because I don't know, it just sounds like a good time. I'll be at work on the days I work, and hopefully you'll enjoy my videos. So, let's get this in there. And that one, get it up there good, get it right against that wall. And that one I did cut a little bit long, but I can cut it off when I'm, all finished with this room, I will cut that off. So anyway, there's Grandma's bedroom. I'm sorry about the lighting. The sun is, let's see if we can, I don't know if zooming in will help. But there it is. Kind of, you can see the front wall. The floor's got some glare on it from the sun. Anyway, that's going to be it for today. So if you liked what you see, please hit like and subscribe, because that really helps my channel grow. And if you want more notifications and more content from me, click that bell for notifications. I want to thank you all for joining me today, and I hope you enjoyed what we did. I know it wasn't a huge thing, but it's a good start, because until the rooms are finished, we can't get to the fun part, decorating. Anyway, thank you very much for joining me, and I hope you all have a great week. Bye.